starting Jaxson Dart was inevitable. It's the right decision, right? It has to be the right decision. It's a great decision, honestly. I think, I would have started him after week 1. It was very clear Russ is just aging out of the NFL, late 30s. It's tough to compete at that level, especially when you're not really an intermediate thrower and you relied a lot on your athleticism when you were younger. It's tough, right? Because you're not the quarterback you once were. Even Brady, when he got older, he needed a perfect pocket to deliver. Rodgers right now, too. And he's been pretty good, to be honest with you, off platform. But whatever. We'll get back to Jaxson Dart right now. The funny thing about the Giants, the NFL did the Giants so damn dirty this year. All right? I want to read you off their schedule. Because, they started the season, Commanders, Cowboys, and then the Chiefs. But, just listen to the teams they're facing this year. The Chargers, the Eagles, Broncos, Eagles. That's a 3-game stretch. Then you got the Niners, the Bears, Packers, Lions, Commanders again later in the season, Vikings. It is so bad for a team that is not ready to push playoffs. I don't know how they landed with this schedule. It's pretty bad. It's pretty sad. I feel bad for the fan base. But with all that being said, this Giants team is severely underrated. They just have a tough schedule. And I don't think, I think I predicted them at 8-9, to be honest with you. Maybe a little bit of an over projection. We'll see. The meaning behind the projection was they have a really good team. They have a lot of talent. It's underrated. The schedule is just tough. It can still happen if they close out some close games, but probably unlikely. More of like a 6-win team, most likely. But anyways, they got a ton of talent, right? The defense is loaded with players, especially that pass rush, especially that front 7, that front 4. They're set for the future. And the offense is deep with great talent. Malik Neighbors, Wan'Dale Robinson, Cam Scadaboo. They got a ton of playmakers on that offense. Now, the problems have been offensive line and QB. No doubt. Offensive line and QB play have been way too inconsistent, but Jaxson Dart at least gives them a shot, right? He gives them an opportunity to go out there and win and compete in a few games that aren't against the Cowboys defense. Let me make that very clear. I think Russ lost that locker room, and this was a much-needed change. This is the GM and the head coach saying, our jobs have been on a hot seat that is flaming right now for a long time. We need a spark. We need a few wins in the win column. We need something. And at least Jaxson Dart is a fresh face. He's young, motivated, extremely talented, probably brings a lot more juice to the table than Russ. Starting Jaxson Dart gives the Giants a shot to win a few games here. I think the team is underrated. I think they can go out and compete, and, they're not going to make the playoffs, but they can shake things up. I'm going to give them credit. I love rooting for teams that are down because, they don't get a lot of love. But if you watch the New York Giants play, there are moments you can say, man, if Russ made that throw, maybe they would have beat the Chiefs. Man, if Russ could just handle a little bit of pressure, if he could hit a few passes over the middle, maybe they score a few more points against the Commanders. Maybe they close out the game against the Cowboys in overtime and we don't throw an idiotic pick. Who knows, right? But, Jaxson Dart was the right move. It was inevitable, like I said. It was going to happen at some point or another early in the season. I don't know if anyone predicted week 4, but it's here. Giants-Chargers this week, a tall task for a rookie quarterback, but I believe in Dart. I believe in his abilities. Let's see what he can do week 4 in his first NFL start.